Hey Geometry, welcome back to my basement. We're doing compound shapes this week, and we're doing them when there's circles involved. Now, I don't know if there's a circle in every question, but it's in most of them. Let's just go in for it. I'm going to do question 1, 2, and 3. You try and do the rest, okay? These can be a bit tricky, some of them. As long as you put in some effort, you will get a good grade though. I won't mark it too harshly this week. So my question 1, 2, and 3 are really similar to your question 4, 5, and 6. So just try and do the same kind of thing for those ones, and then you've already done over half of it. So I'm just trying to find the shaded areas here. So if you look at this, this is a square, and then there's a circle inside, and the circle is supposed to just touch the edges as it goes around. So what I got to do for this, to find the shaded part on the outside, find the area of the square, and subtract the area of the circle, and you'll be left with just these shaded parts. So basically the area is the square, take away the circle. So the area of the square is not too bad, alright? So the area of a rectangle or a square is base times height, 12 times 12. So 12 times 12, take away, and the area of the circle is pi r squared. And the radius is 6 here. So pi 6 squared. And that's how I'll get it. 12 times 12, 144. Pi r squared. So remember, the best way to do this is to do the radius squared first. So 6 squared is 36. And then multiply that by pi. I'm going to use the pi button on my calculator. You can do that, or you can just use 3.14 for pi instead, if you can't find it. That gives me 113.097, okay? So the area of the circle is 113 about. And then I subtract them. Area of the square is 144, area of the circle is 113. If I do those subtract each other, 144, take away that, I'm left with 30.9. I'm just going to round it to 1 decimal place at the end, okay? So that's how we do a question like that. And they come up quite a lot in different tests and things. So let's do something quite similar here. The shaded part here, if I do the area of the circle and take away the area of the triangle, I'll be left with the shaded part, won't I? The hard part here actually is figuring out the area of the triangle, how that works. So circle, take away triangle, and I'll have what I want. So the area of the circle first. You can see that the radius is 3 from the middle of the circle to the outside. So that is pi times by 3 squared. How do I know the area of the triangle here though? Well, this 3, because it's the radius, it will be the same all the way around this circle. So that means that from here to here is 3, and also from here to here is 3, and from here to here is 3. So on our triangle, from the middle to the top would be 3, right? And from the middle to the side would be 3. So the whole thing across the bottom would be 6. So across, if this is 3 and this is 3, the whole of the base is 6, and the height would also be 3. So the area of my triangle, let me get rid of that so I've got more space, would be half of the base, 6, times by the height, 3. So that's quite tricky. Try your best on that one of yours. The base is going to be twice the radius, the height is going to be the same as the radius. So for me that was 6, double 3, and 3, same thing. Okay? Pi 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9, and 9 times by pi gives me 28.274. Take away. 6 times 3 is 18, and half of 18 is 9. So my final area, 28.274 take away 9, gives me 19.3 if I round it to 1 decimal place. Good. Let's try number 3 now. We've got this kind of torpedo shape. And we're finding the area of the whole thing for this. You see the whole thing is shaded. So I want the whole thing. And how we're doing this is we're putting 2 shapes together. So I'm actually going to be kind of adding here. I'm going to do the area of the rectangle plus the area, and that's a semicircle, that D shape, okay? A semicircle. Put these 2 together, you'll have that. How do I do the area of the rectangle? It's base times height for a rectangle, right? So if you look at this guy here, the radius for this circle is 5, and that will be the same all the way around this semicircle. So that means if this part is 5, this part is 5, this part is 5, it would take 2 radiuses to make up that red line there, which would be 10. So from top to bottom, 10. The area of my rectangle, base times height, 14 times 10. Plus the area of the half circle. Half circles aren't too bad. You find the area of the whole circle and you half it. So it will be half of pi r squared. Half of pi 5 squared in this case, because our radius is 5. Kind of tricky all of this put together, but you guys, I think you can do it. Give it a try. You're doing really well so far with everything I've given you. 14 times 10 is 140. And then use a calculator for this. 5 squared is 25. Multiply that by pi, and we get 78.539. And because it's a half circle, I'm going to divide that by 2. The whole circle will be that. Half of the circle would be 39.270. And I add these. Plus 140. My final answer is 179.3. Okay, that's those 3. Your attendance word. Come up with a name for your first child. Name your first child. I don't mind what. Thanks, geometry. Keep it up. I'll see you next week.